Okay, everybody, just going to show you what I did today. Since I'm stuck inside and I needed to get this done anyway, I'm starting my garden. All this stuff was in the front of my house in the planter, but I have to dig the planter up in the front of my house to find a foundation crack. So I transplanted this big carpet of mint here over, and then all my strawberries were sitting in those two big buckets over there. Transplanted my strawberries out. There's some wild onions that didn't get completely buried. But that's just some wild onions and such. This is just kind of an experimental type of deal. I put wild onions, I put some potatoes that had sprouted, and I put some wild garlic here. The wild garlic and onions actually was growing at my grandmother's house, so now I'm transplanting a lot of stuff that was growing at my grandmother's house here to continue the cycle of, just having a very green gardeny house, just like my grandma. And then my grapevine, I didn't know if it was going to live or come back this year, because it did okay last year, but I got to looking. That's a nice pretty green leaf, and then you can see little buds growing on the plants, or growing on the stems there. So the grapevine's probably going to come back. See how everything does with the shock of this transplant, but I've done thousands and thousands of transplants, so they should be okay. Just got to keep water on them. Then this area here, I tilled up yesterday with this ancient implement here. You can see in the sun how terribly rotted that is. I don't know how it didn't break on me, but I tilled up most of that with this because there's tree roots in there like crazy. So this weekend I'm going to come out with my Sawzall. You can see the size of that tree root in there. I'm going to dig because all the tree roots are coming out this way. I'm going to just take my Sawzall and chop all the roots out and just dig all those giant roots out, so I can actually use this to garden. And I'm going to start doing the same thing in the front yard. Be using it for a bunch of gardening too. So I'm going to be having this patch, the patch over there along the fence, plus basically my whole little front yard up there is going to be a garden. It's going to be tomatoes, cucumbers, squash, onions, garlic. I mean, just whatever you can name, I'm going to try and throw it in there. Peppers and anything I can get a hold of and get sprouted, it's getting grown. Because it doesn't look like this quarantine crisis is going to get any better, because our government is completely dropping the ball. And at this point, we just need to get rid of this government and fend for ourselves. And this is one way you do it. Grow as much food as you can with the dirt you have available and the space, and then just supplement. As you can see, give you guys a little bonus. You can see in my if you go back to my past videos, back here, I got a chicken coop going and some chickens, and all that was scrap wood, pallet wood. I mean, just scraps. I paid for some hinges and some paneling. All in all, I spent maybe $100 on that coop in a little bit of time. So all these things, growing your own vegetables, having a few chickens, maybe even having like a goat or a pig or something, all those kinds of things will enable you to survive without the damn government having to come in, which they're not going to do. They're not going to assist us. So do what you can. Live off the land as much as you can. See you later, adventurers.